Welcome to the Founderz Lounge, where we give you a real inside look on what it's like to lead a nationwide brand without all the glitz, the glamour, and all the hype, as well as candid conversations with other founders and business owners alike. Welcome back to the Founderz Lounge. We were just making fun of Yvonne's fuck note. For clarity, should I describe what a fuck knot is?
I guess for everyone who's not watching.
A fuck knot is when a woman puts her hair up in a bun and it's got like, I don't even know what you call those, like
Sprouts?
arms growing out of it. It just looks like something grew on top of your head. We call that a fuck knot. Pretty good, huh? This is the first show back. We've been gone for quite a while. I think we determined that the last show was October 25th. For full clarity, transparency, I was sicker than a dog. I had a bubonic plague or whatever you want to call it. And I didn't want to do a podcast and hack in this microphone for hours on end. So we just paused the show. On top of that, we had a really busy end of the year.
What? Why was it busy? It was terrible. Normally we go into the fourth quarter and we can just kind of chill, which comes into our topic. But there was no chill in this fourth quarter, which is okay. I'm fine with that. But
We had store openings.
yeah,
We had
it just was.
product launches. It was a busy fourth
It
quarter.
was a busy fourth quarter. Can I just note for 2023 that we can not have a busy fourth quarter, maybe?
I want to go on vacation.
The whole month of December.
Yes.
I'm sure everyone on our team would love that.
Well, let's do a quick 2022 highlight reel. What were your highlights for 22?
My highlights, I would say, was the convention. Felt like the convention was epic this year. Not that it's not always, but I feel like every time you do a convention, there's always expectation to top the last one. And I really felt like that we topped this one with speakers, with our clothing launch, with just the owners and like the mindset that they all came in. Like it just really did feel like, I don't know, it just all came together this year. So it felt good. What else? We launched the clothing line, so that was cool. We had some products in there. What else was mine? Signed for the new headquarters. That was a big deal this year or last year.
I would say I agree. The convention was definitely the highlight for me. Your clothing store.
Yeah,
Is that what we're going to call that?
I guess. I don't know.
I mean, that thing
Is it
was
a store?
legitimate. I've never
Pop-up?
seen it. Yeah, that was a... Lululemon should probably take notes from that one. It was really good.
Oh, that's so nice.
I mean, it was a lot of work, but it was...
It was a lot of work.
It
I
was
still
really
feel
cool.
the pain, my back.
And the clothes were awesome. You guys did a good job. So, I think number 2 for me would probably be the products that we launched.
Yeah.
You know, we launched our own protein meal replacement powder, and then a couple new flavors of bars. Protein's amazing. It's doing very well. I was nervous about it, but it's doing good.
Awesome. Say that we changed lives since that's coming up this month too. Last year, Lisa, like that moment when, and after hearing her story that we didn't know her story previously to announcing that she was the winner, which me and you did not have anything to choose her as a winner. It was all of our unopened owners who chose her. But then once we, met her and she revealed, her story, like it was that was truly amazing.
That for me was the best part of that whole contest.
Not knowing.
Just not knowing, and us not being a part of picking the winner.
Yeah, it was
I think
like
that was really cool.
that was one less stress thing last year's not have to decide the winner. And when everyone came in that they were angry they didn't win, like it wasn't on us. We're like, it wasn't us. So
Yeah.
it was 60 other people. Here they are. No, just kidding.
Well, all in all, 22 was a good year, and I'm looking forward to 23. I think we got a lot of cool stuff scheduled, planned
Yes.
on the horizon. But let's get into this show. So we tried to record this one once, and Yvonne and I fought tooth and nail on how we did it, how it turned out. So here we are with round 2 of recording this. I wanted to start the first podcast 23 off with a topic that I think everybody thinks about going into a new year with New Year's resolutions. You know, you get mixed opinions on, Do you make New Year's resolutions? Do you not? Everybody has their own opinions. My personal opinion, I say make a ton of them.
Really?
Yeah, make a ton of them. The list that Laura Berkey has always made us make. Write down 30 things that you want to do. Are you going to accomplish them all? No, of course not. But I think if you start your year off with 30 things that you're going to try to accomplish, make a vision board for them, and try to use law of attraction and put it out there and keep thinking about it, and then pull it out at the end of the year and see how much of it you got accomplished. I don't know. I just like that approach. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm
So
saying
not
that's
really
gonna work.
resolutions. It's just like kind of your like goals and stuff like that. Yeah. I have been doing a theme word for the past 4 years. So I like the theme word. Did my
I do
theme.
too.
Yeah. And you've had theme. This is your third year. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah.
But anyway, the topic I want to talk about is work-life balance and like a daily routine. And I think that where most people fail in this and they struggle, and then by Valentine's Day they're like right back where they were before the new year, is they overcomplicate it.
I think, for one, I don't even know where work-life balance even came from. Do you? I mean, like, when did that even start? Like,
I think when people got on the internet and tried to sell
self-help books?
like self-help books,
Yeah.
and all the gurus started selling programs for thousands of dollars
I
a
was trying to
month.
think when you said this was a topic, I was like, when did the work-life balance like start coming into everyone? Because I'm like, had to be like during COVID maybe, and everyone like was home, and I don't know, they got a piece of that state. I don't know. So I was trying to think of, or I was actually trying to research when it came around, but there wasn't nothing on Google either about it. So
Well, the funny thing is we're going to sit here and have a conversation about this, and some of our franchise partners are going to listen to this, and they're going to say, well, the theme of our convention, just in 22, the theme was work-life balance.
yeah, but it was,
There's a reason that we did that,
yeah.
and we can get into that in a minute. But, one of the big things I want to start off with saying is that there is no perfect work-life balance, and that's kind of what we're
I
going to
think
talk
it's
about.
horse shit.
There isn't. It doesn't exist. The perfect balance doesn't exist. And if you think that you do have the perfect balance,
Then you're stressed because you're trying to create the perfect balance.
correct.
I think you're creating more chaos in your life because you're trying to create, because the work-life balance, I think when you say those three things together, everyone thinks that those are supposed to be like equal portion, and there's never a way that you can make all those things equal in your life.
No, absolutely not. So I think it starts with your routine. I love routines. I like to be. I mean, I'm a very routine person. You're not, I know, but
I do better when I'm in a routine.
correct.
I just don't like boxes. I don't like to be put in a box.
But even that, so starting with the routine, I think, is where people go wrong. And you see people who will get on Instagram and the internet and say, well, for the perfect morning routine, you need to do this. You need to get up, drink, 800 ounces of lemon water, gargle with whatever, and all this goofy shit. Read a book for 20 minutes and then go meditate. Well, fuck, if you did all of that, by the time you got done with it, it'd be 9 o'clock.
Right.
And we've tried this, so I'm not just up here rambling. You and I have actually tried to implement some of this, and it just never works. It's impossible to do.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, it's not fun.
no.
Like, none of that stuff that you just listed is fun. So, I don't know. I'm just like, why do you do those things if, like, it's miserable to do every day, right? So, that's how I look at it.
And I think how you and I fixed it for us specifically is we just chose the one thing that was the most important, and that was movement.
Movement. Yep.
Is we got up, and now you've gotten in a pretty good regimen of working out in the morning. I hate working out in the morning, but I'll move. Like, I'll go down and do some cardio or something. I'm not a fan of lifting in the morning. Excuse me. But we basically cut all the other bullshit out. We're not going to try to read a book or do any of the other hoity-toity shit. We just chose one thing and tried to make that a habit, and then we'll just build off of it from there.
Yep.
And I mean, that's kind of what I'm advising people to do here is, like, stop making a list of 20 things to try to do in the morning. Find one that's important to you and stick to it and create a habit and then build on to that.
Yeah. Are you saying this is the balance part, or what are you saying that the morning routine is balance?
Well, I think the whole balance thing starts with your routine.
Yeah.
You have to start there to achieve it. But, you know, brain fog on how to explain this. But, if you're focused on fitness, and that's your diehard passion at the moment, and you're trying to do something fitness related, other parts of your life are going to suffer, and there's nothing you can do about that. And I think that's what the message we're trying to explain here.
Well, I think that your life, it could change day to day, week from week, month to month, year from year. Like what we're doing like this month is not what we did back in December, So, and our months changed because like we travel. So we're coming up on a big traveling 6-week thing. So like what we're doing currently, like today, is probably not going to work for the future of this. So, and it's kind of like everyone's lives. Like if you're single, you get married, your work-life balance is not the same. If you don't have kids and you have a child, your work-life balance is different. So I think most people want to put everything in a system, like this is how it all goes. And that's just not life. I mean, I guess that's the part that you're missing out is the life part, because life is, I feel like the key point of that whole work-life balance. It's just life. So you can't predict that a hurricane comes through here, and your whole work-life balance is completely, thrown up because of a situation. So I think that's what everybody wants. It's like a perfect solution for a work-life balance regimen, and it doesn't exist. So I think those people who cannot put that in a box is the people that deal with that also, that can't bounce back and forth.
I think I said this, the first time we tried to record this, and I don't know if I did a good job of explaining it, but this is one thing that you had asked me about, and I think that the ones that struggle the most with this are the ones who have like OCD. I'm lumping myself into this because I do. You know what I mean? I think it's because it's almost impossible to do this and be perfect at it. And I think it's why it bothers me so much. So, I mean, I'm just as guilty about this. So, I said it this morning, and you were like, I made a comment about the house. Like, our house was a wreck this morning when we got done working out. And I'm like, man, the house is always just messed up. We've got 2 young puppies, and, so like, but we did a good, like, we've been good on our routine and doing the things that are important to us. So it goes back to one of those things is lacking. It's our house. Our house is a wreck sometimes, and I just got to deal with it, even though it bothers me.
I know. I don't know why it bothers you. I'm like, it's like dog toys. Like, just kick them to the corner. Like, dishes. Like, I mean, it's just, I'm fine with a dirty house half the time. Like, I mean, not that it's like dirty, but like if there are dishes in the sink, I'm not the person that has to like put all the dishes in the dishwasher before I go to bed so I can sleep tonight. Like, I'm like, they'll be there tomorrow. Are they going to be crustier? Sure. But I mean, like, it's fine. That's what the dishwasher is there for. And just like it drives him nuts. Like, or laundry. Like, I can, like, as long as my clothes aren't wrinkled, like, I put them all over. I'm like, who cares? Like, we have plenty of clothes that we don't have to do laundry the entire week if you don't want to. Like, that shit doesn't bother me. Yeah. I think my work-life balance is the work part. Like, I think if you also as a person, like, you are going to focus on one of those, like, it's the work life or balance. And I have always focused on the work part. So I think as an entrepreneur or a business owner, like, you don't have these 3 things because you obsess over your business. And if, like, again, like, could you imagine us in the very beginning of Clean Eats? Like, if we obsessed over the life and balance part, shit, we wouldn't be anywhere.
I mean, that's a good point. So take a look at the first 5 years we were in business.
Yeah.
We had a little cafe and we were competing. Those were the only 2 things we cared about.
Yeah.
There was no other balance.
There was no balance.
It was just those 2 things. So, like, you could throw family life into that. Our family life suffered. It took a hit because of that.
Yeah.
So there was no 3-way balance there, or 4-way balance, or however you want to put that. It was just we were trying to grow a cafe business and compete in our shows. And then you look at years like 5 through 10, like these last 5 years, it's all business. Like,
it's an obsession. And if you don't have an obsession of your business, then you're doing the wrong business, I feel like.
Our training has slacked a little bit. I mean, we're still in good shape. We work out. We're still active, but I don't think it's been up to snuff the way that we would have liked it to be.
I think that's the same thing. It's like you get a little pudgy and you decide that you're going to work it off. Like, it's not like it's the end of the world. Like,
She just used the word pudgy.
I know, but like, again, people like obsess over 2 to 3 pounds. And look, I am all about keeping it reeled in, but I'm like, there's just parts of your life that, especially for women out there, like, I feel like we can gain it a lot faster than you men, but, I'm like, I looked in the mirror like a year ago and I'm like, got a little pudgy around the center. It's like, got to work on that, So, but it's not like it's not part of my life that I'm going to obsess about. So it's taken, 8-9 months to get it back off and I feel good again. And so you just have to reevaluate. I feel like that's part of your work-life balance is reevaluating. I agree
with you. I'm not disagreeing with you.
Better not. I'm just kidding.
I mean, I think I've figured out a way for me, and this is strictly my opinion, but I think there's 3 big things that I have trained myself just to kind of touch base with on a daily basis. Is it perfect? No. Is it all balanced? Hell no. But I think that the way that I've done it, mentally I'm in a better space now that I've been able to focus on this. And one of them is I have it down as your passion. Passion being project you're working on, something you're doing at work, your job or a business you're trying to build. That's a passion. I'm calling those a passion. And then number 2 is yourself, taking care of your physical and mental health. I mean, that should be number 1 because if you don't have that, you don't have anything else. And then your family. Don't forget your family. They're your biggest support system. Family being friends or whoever that support system is. But I think if you take a few minutes and just touch base with one of those 3, or all of those 3, on a daily basis, 5-10 minutes, just mentally run it through your head. I'm in a better headspace when I do that.
So
that's not going to work for everybody. I'm just saying that's
that
what
doesn't work for me. But how I do my thing, which we're kind of is that I always thought that there was a finish line of life. Like, once I get here, I'm going to feel this way. Once I get to this point or do this, I feel this way. And I think what I learned in 2022 is that life is a circle, right? And you have to work harder on that part of it, of your life. So instead of working harder on the work-life balance, it's just like working harder on loving your entire life. And I think if you love your entire life and you're have gratitude for the little things, which, it was really hard for me that someone asked me, they're like, well, what is fulfillment to you? And I was like, what do you mean fulfillment? Like, when I get this, I'll be fulfilled. But if you look in the past of my life, it's like, once we opened 10 cafes, I was going to be fulfilled. Once we opened 2 Clean Eats, kitchens, I was going to be fulfilled. And now there's 4 Clean Eats kitchens and there's 90 cafes. So I never did get that fulfillment, right? So 2022 was a big lesson for me to take little things like a fireplace, fresh flowers on our counter, coffee, looking at the sunrise, like those little things in life, because you can be fulfilled every single day if you take those little things and you're grateful for those. And then that makes your entire life, you love your entire life instead of looking for that damn balance part or that life part or your work. So that's what I learned, I guess, in 2022. That's wisdom. It took me all of 2022 to learn.
That was deep.
For small fulfillments, because you need to be fulfilled every single day and not looking for the finish line, which is never
there. I did that
there.
exercise with you. I remember doing it.
Yeah. Oh, you did do it with me, didn't you?
Yeah.
I can't remember what you're like.
It's hard. It's hard to do.
It is super hard.
It's hard to actually take those things that you write down on that list and think about them all the time, because we take them for granted.
Totally.
So just remembering to take a couple of minutes out of your day to remember that list and think about it.
10 things, write them down right now, what makes you fulfilled. And it doesn't, again, it's crawling in clean sheets last night for bed was amazing, I love that. So
you might want to explain that one.
Oh, we washed the sheets and we put new sheets on.
But why?
Oh, because we have 2 dogs in our bed. So, yeah.
Got it.
Did you want me to go down another path?
No,
With that? Okay.
no.
Verity. The guys are like, "Yeah, I'm out."
It's not going to be perfect. It's just not. So whatever your focus is, other things are going to suffer.
Are you going to touch on the convention? You said you would explain the convention work-life balance because we named our convention that for 2021.
Yeah, I mean, we decided on that name because a lot of our cafe owners and franchise partners forget to step outside the cafe and take care of themselves and relax.
Yeah.
And so the theme of that convention was work-life balance to get them to settle down, relax, go to the beach, have a weekend off, unplug for a little bit.
Yeah, and I don't think that we accomplished that weekend because they still all talked business the whole weekend.
Absolutely.
So that was good. At least they were in the sun and the sand doing it. So that was cool.
Yeah. Well, did we give them any nuggets to...
I don't know. We're not self-help people, so
No,
take
not
what
at
you
all.
need and run with it.
Listen, we struggle just so you guys know, Yvonne and I struggle with this, I would say, more than most, which is, I think, is why I wanted to start the new year off with this topic, is because it's something that you and I really have struggled with. And I think we still are. Me personally, I focus on those big 3 things that I told you about, and it's starting to help. But I still have my days, and I think finding that perfect balance is not, I'm not ever going to stress about that again because I know it's not achievable.
I agree with that. So throw the self-help books away and everyone else's routine and do what's good for you.
All right, guys. See you next week.